Let's talk about the current endgames for Wuthering Waves, because I feel like there's a lot of opinions going on right now. With the release of Whimpering Wastes, it's been out for a while. Some people like it, some people hate it. It's gonna be the new permanent endgame we're getting alongside Tower of Adversity, and I guess holograms if you count that, which I do count that. But comparing all three of these game modes, I feel like there's a lot they do well, but some things that I would like to see changed or improved, or maybe a new endgame that is just completely perfect. Because here's the thing, let's start with Tower of Adversity. So some people don't like this game mode. I think most people do enjoy it because some people compare it to Spiral Abyss from Genshin, which, I mean, I don't know. I think that's like the only fun content in the game. But still, I think Tower of Adversity is overall liked. Some people hate the Vigor system, but I think the Vigor system is actually an addition that makes it more fun. Because here's the thing. The whole concept of pulling for characters and then a couple patches later, just having a whole new roster of characters that you're going to use, completely forgetting about the first ones you pulled, I think that's stupid. So having a Vigor system that forces you to build multiple teams can be annoying, but I think makes the game mode better and what separates it from Spiral Abyss, because it is sort of a boss rush game mode similar to holograms, just not with the special abilities, which I think sucks. I'd say that's one thing I don't like, is that it is pretty much just a DPS check. The enemies don't really have anything special. It's just taken straight from the overworld of the game, put into the Tower of Adversity. There's like no special gimmicks that it has, so sometimes it does feel like just a bullet sponge, different from holograms. But I'd say the difficulty it's fine. It can be difficult. Usually it's not that difficult, depending on the characters you're using. Plus, you can sort of ignore the effects of each floor because, I mean, 10% isn't that crazy. If your team is strong enough, you could probably still clear the floors. So it doesn't really force a team comp most of the time. So you're still able to use characters you like for at least multiple floors in the tower. But personally, this game mode, I mean, it's about an 8 out of 10. What I would like to see is have the bosses actually do something different or special or something similar like the holograms, because personally I think the holograms is the best quote-unquote endgame we currently have. See, here's the thing, bosses are obviously the most fun enemies to fight against. I think most people will agree with that, and just having a game mode that adds an extra abilities to these bosses is pretty much perfect, almost perfect. I would say the only thing that it's missing really, and this is just my opinion, it's the PvP aspect, sort of in terms of a leaderboard. Now there is clear times that we have. It does show up. I guess you can compare it online, but I just don't see why a maybe global or area leaderboard can't be put in the menu with the holograms. I think that'd be a great addition. It's just a little challenge for the people who want to compete against each other. Maybe you get rewarded some sort of badge or profile pic or something. Obviously, people are going to complain about the whaling problem if you give out Asterite, but still, I think that the holograms is the perfect endgame. Way better than Tower of Adversity, way better than Whimpering Waste. If they can expand off of the hologram system, I mean, which they're doing, they're going to add more every time they put bosses in, but if they could add more or something, that'd be amazing. I mean, it is sort of similar to the Elusive Realm game modes, where the bosses are there, but the hologram system sort of feels like just Elden Ring, which is just so much fun. Again, like I said before, if they just add like a point system, clear time system, similar to Honkai Impact 3rd, which I think has the best endgame system, even though it's kind of filled with whales, but still, that's sort of inevitable. Adding a PvP leaderboard clear time addition to holograms would literally make the perfect endgame. I think holograms are severely underrated. So I guess now we could talk about Whimpering Wastes, the newest endgame game mode. So I think this game mode is getting overhated, to be honest. I do enjoy the game mode a lot. It's, I would say, the hardest out of the holograms and Tower of Adversity by far, at least for me. Mostly because I don't have grouping characters like GN or AoE characters like Camellia, because it does feel more like a grouping AoE, like constant DPS game mode instead of a DPS check that Tower of Adversity can be sometimes. But I mean, I think it's better this way. Instead of just copying Tower of Adversity, it's slightly different. I mean, they do have the tokens, which are pretty fun. By the way, the 600% Electro every 6 heals one is completely broken, so definitely use that one. But I don't know what Crow would add to make Whimpering Wastes really better. I mean, most of the complaints are, oh yeah, the AI is kind of stupid. Okay, yeah, they walk away, whatever. But I mean, mean, I feel like the positioning and sort of playing around their dumb AI is part of the challenge. Because again, I think Tower Adversity is the DPS check game mode, Holograms is the skill check game mode, so Whimpering Wastes is doing exactly what it should. It's forcing you to play around and pay attention with the dumb enemy AIs. And instead of like a boss rush or fighting just bosses every wave, it's multiple enemies. So you don't need to rely on the DPS of your character, which is sort of anti-whale proof. I mean, of course, S6 characters with their signatures are gonna do way better. That's pretty obvious, but the difference isn't as big compared to whale characters in Tower of Adversity and Holograms. So I'd say Whimpering Waste is kind of overhated. It's not perfect. I would say that maybe adding some extra tokens that allow certain characters to do a little bit better. For example, Jin C, maybe there's a token that, oh, when you activate your skill, it'll activate the skill 1 or 2 seconds after every like 8 seconds or something like that, so that Jin C at least doesn't feel so garbage to play. Cause man, bro, I just want to use Jin C, please. But I mean, that's a possibility, adding new tokens. I think they'll definitely change Whimpering Waste a little bit, maybe add some new things, because I mean, it is definitely the most controversial game mode. It's not getting the same praise that Tower Adversity and Holograms had when they were introduced. To be honest, I haven't even seen any real hate against the Holograms. I feel like the Holograms are pretty well liked. But I mean, the current end games they're pretty fun so far, so I feel like Kuro's doing a decent job. I doubt they will change Whimpering Waste mechanics that much. They actually just might make the AI smarter and just always try and push towards you, which would kind of be nice, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Also, what do people like more? Like I said, I think Holograms are the best, but I feel like it's so divided on what people like more. TOA, Holograms, Whimpering Wastes. I feel like Holograms are really just the sweaty game mode, but I don't know. What do y'all think?